Hey everyone, the holidays are rapidly approaching, which is very scary. But a lot of us are going to be traveling with our kids, and I've gotten questions about any little tips or tricks that I use traveling with my daughter. So I'm going to share some of those with you now. So basically, when I travel, I have her diaper bag, which I use as a backpack. So it's a lot easier to maneuver through the airports. And then I just bring, like a big bag like this. It's, we're Sherpas. What can I say? Being a mother, having kids, this is what we do. So I'm just used to it, but I have found that the backpack makes things a lot easier. So let me tell you what I bring in them that I've found help a lot when I'm traveling. So one thing I do is I always bring her little, chewy toys, which are always great. You never know what is going to keep them busy. I got her this toy. I don't even have the toy in it because she doesn't even play with that. We were traveling and we got stuck on the tarmac before taking off because this was last year during the holidays. Everything was crazy crowded and we were on the tarmac for a long time. She played with this thing for literally half an hour. It kept her busy the whole time. Putting the plastic in, taking it out, the noise of it, the fact that there's colors and she could stick her little hand in here. She loved this box. Whenever you order toys for your kids, if it's a fun box, keep it because this can entertain them more than the actual toy that's in it. Hence, I have the box and not even the toy. I try to find things that are the most compact, obviously. This is something that she found that she absolutely loves. I'm not kidding. This is a CD from like 2006. It literally says Last Days of 70 Show on it. But this thing, you have to be careful obviously because it's not sharp, but she opens it up and plays with the CD. I'm not kidding. She's really fascinated by how things work. And this thing will keep her busy for like a solid 10 minutes, which every parent knows is a lot of time. But she loves this thing and it's this old CD and for some reason this specific one, she loves it. And it's just pictures from the last week of that 70s show during the finale. So this is great, super compact, so I bring that. She really loves Maurice Sendak's her favorite author. But he has these really great hardcover, medium-sized books. So she can chew on them. They're thick, so it keeps her busy, for a little while, and we get to read together on the plane. And they're really fun, like pictures, and we are huge fans of Maurice Sendak in our home. But these are really great sizes. There's another one called Chicken Soup with Rice that's the same kind of size. That's really great too. But usually I'll just bring a couple, because I carry it in my bag and it gets heavy. Another thing is she's obsessed with pictures of animals. So I found that, much like Planet Earth, I'm obsessed with Planet Earth. I watch it and just like zen out and it's the best. This kind of has the same effect on my kid. She just looks at these pictures of these animals and she loves them and she'll play with this thing again for a long time. And it's also educational, she can see all these little baby animals. I can tell her what they are. And there's little explanations of it. So any kind of like wildlife stuff I find really helps with kids. And my friends that have kids say the same thing. The other thing I'll keep in here is a little tiny book with like a finger puppet. That also really helps a lot. She's obsessed with elephants, so there's a bunch of, elephant stuff. So that's like for entertaining her, that's, the toys, the books, little things she can play with. This is this little goat that I love. There's no holes in it, so you can easily wash it. And you don't have to worry about water getting into it and causing mold and stuff like that. So I love this little one. I'll get to the diaper bag in a second, but I always have my formula, which we'll talk about. I always have a backup. I bring a coffee mug every time I travel. I bring this travel thermos, and this thing, over all the years of making broth and bringing broth to work with me, this particular one keeps it hot for like hours. And I was just on set with Yael, who plays Lorna on the show, and she had it, and we were like freaking out about that. This is the best one, and it keeps things so hot. So I always bring this, an extra thing of formula, which we'll get to, but I keep her formula in this little Medela tube that I used to use for breast milk and stuff, but I keep her formula in there, which we'll get to. And I always have one of these. So I'll keep hot water in here, I have her formula. So then at any time, even if she finishes the milk that I start the trip with, at any time during the flight, once I go through security, I'll go to, one of the little cafes or whatever, and I'll fill this up with hot water. And then at any time during the flight, I can make her formula very quickly, and it won't be lumpy and messed up. It'll be totally how she likes it at home. So that's one thing I do there. I also put my own purse in here and usually some snacks, and this is like my bag and backup stuff for my daughter. So then this is my actual diaper bag, and I love that it's a backpack because it's a lot easier to like get through the airport while you're, if you're holding her, your kid in a Bjorn, or they're like chasing behind you or whatever. It makes it really easy to have this on your back. I always keep wipes. I'm obsessed with these wipes. There's one for nose and face, and then there's one for pacifier and soothy wipes, which I love. So I'll always keep wipes with me. I always keep little alcohol-free hand sanitizing wipes, these little Baby Ganix ones I love. I'll wipe down the seat and stuff and the arms because, I want to tire her out on the plane so that she'll sleep. So I'll wipe it down so she can like play around and crawl around, and then she'll go to sleep, which is great. I have some little backup diapers in here. I have a couple of day diapers, but I mostly bring night diapers, which basically can just hold more fluid and stuff for longer, as any parent knows. And then inside, what I'll do is I'll usually have this little tiny thing. So this little extra bag I really like because when I bring her into the bathroom of the plane, it's so tiny, I can't fit with this thing. So I always have this extra little bag in her diaper bag that has diapers, it has her wipes. So I stick all that stuff in here. So I only have to go into the bathroom with her and this, which is great. Little backup toys. I try to bring some things that are noisy, but that won't really affect other passengers. But this one's pretty mild and she can chew on it and stuff. And then I'll always bring about 3 backups of clothing, especially with the night diaper. If it sucks up a lot of liquid, or, whether it's number 1 or number 2, sometimes if she's sitting down or whatever, it'll leak through it, whatever, as it goes. You need extra clothes. So I usually bring, as a standard, I bring 3 changes for her. So that usually helps to get across the country on a flight. And there's all these awesome like zippers and stuff. Like I can fit more diapers back here, a little pad to lay down, and then I just keep this on it. So this is just ready, just to go like that so I could change her diaper, which is great. And this just fits in this little back pocket. There's also more books back here. She's obsessed with these little ducky books. Again, the hard ones, which are great. And then this you just stuff this back in here. I mean, I pack this thing, so you just gotta put everything back in its place. And then the formula that I talked about, I keep up here. Extra soothies, a little hat. I mean, I pack these things. A little hand sanitizer. And then one of the other things I'll do is going through security and stuff, you always want to, for me, I always want to have formula that's ready to go or milk that's ready to go. So this thing is great because I bring 2 of these bottles that I fill with 4 ounces of pre-made formula. And I just stick them in here, or you can, fill it with whatever milk you use. And then when you go through security, because it's only 4 ounces, they always have to do a little like wave thing. They never touch the milk, which is great. But they always have to test it. But usually I found that if I do the smaller bottles, they don't give me a hard time, which is nice. The other thing I wanted to show you guys was also in my bag, I bring this little lunch box that I put her food in. So I'll have her formula for like getting through security, and then if we're waiting for the flight, I have formula ready to go here. Once we're on the flight, and then I can get my hot water once you're through security. And then once you're on the flight, you have your hot water, you have your extra powder, and your empty bottle so you could quickly make milk if you have to. But I always prepare this little lunchbox, which I'll put like, you know, sweet potato, or, you know, now she's kind of becoming a toddler, so she likes more food where she can like eat with her hands. But I mean, however old, if you have a smaller child, you could put whatever snacks they normally like in here. And then I'll throw in like an avocado, which I could quickly open on the plane, which is great. And then these little crisps. She loves. This is a new little biodegradable Ziploc I was able to find. So this will be like her main meal. And then I have all my formula as the backup. And I just love how small and compact this is. And it could fit in my bag with my stuff. So then those are some of my main go-tos. And then when I pack her clothes and everything, depending on how long your trip is, you always want to have, you know, a lot of backups for your kids, especially if they're little. So what I do is I will take a Ziploc and I will roll up her clothes in like a little ball like that. And I'll put it in there and I'll just squeeze out as much air as I possibly can. Kind of like the vacuum bags. And then it just makes it like a lot more compact. And I found that I'm able to fit more clothes in a smaller suitcase, which is great. So this I do with all of her clothes in her suitcase. I also like to keep some little extra bags in the backpack too, because if there are soiled clothes, you can just put them in there and not worry about it. I hope that any of these tips helped you guys. Good luck, because I know how hard it is traveling with kids. It's amazing, but there's also times that can be a little trying. So hopefully this helps. So happy holidays, and thank you so much for all of your comments and all of your questions and everything. It's been so awesome reading them and getting feedback from you guys. You know, as I said, this is my first time doing all this stuff, and you guys are wonderful. So glad you like it.